Oh, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, you just caught me doing some more mods on my bike. So today is going to be hopefully a not so eventful day. I've never done this before, and I'll show you what I'm going to do right after this. So here is the bike at this point. This is basically ready to rock as far as everything that I need to take off is now been removed, and I can go ahead and start working on these steel braided hoses. So I'll probably start with the front one, and what I'll do is I think the first thing I'm going to do is make this brake reservoir level, so that way I can put liquid in there without spilling it. I don't think this is the best way to open up that top. So I'll do that, get that all ready, and then I've already taken basically everything out here so I can remove the back hose as well. So hopefully I'm able to get this thing done correctly. I've been watching a lot of videos to try to prep for this, so wish me luck. All right, and before I go, I just wanted to say that the bolt, those crappy bolts that hold the headlights on to this bike, the one that would be right here, right there if I would point the camera to it, that damn thing stripped. So I had to get a Dremel and put a notch on it so I can use a screwdriver to open it. What a pain. That is such a piece of junk bolt. So I've already got some new bolts. I'm going to try that. But I will not use those stock ones ever again, because it's just trouble. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the lid off this baby, and that should be pretty easy, obviously. Take this out. Main thing we want to do is we don't want any of this stuff to spill on our paint. That would be bad, really bad. So make sure you have a towel handy and paper towel. Just make sure you don't let the stuff drip anywhere. All right, let's see if we can get this thing out. All right. I'll make sure there's no drippy drippies. All right. Take your time. As always, not a race. Okay, so that's that. Let me just make sure there's nothing gonna drip off the side here. And now I'm going to use this little tool here to suck out all the liquids. So let's do that. All right. All right, so that's that. All right, there's still a little bit more, so let's just see if I can get any more of this stuff. Hold on. Okay. I think that's about as good as I can get. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm using to do this job, it's just this little tool that I got in Amazon. It's connected to my air compressor, and it just sucks that stuff right out and puts it into this container, because you don't want that stuff anywhere. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this plug off. And then we're going to use that same doohickey that I am using to bleed or to take all the brake fluid off and stick it in there. And we will loosen this up right here as well, so that way it'll actually let the liquid come out. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, step 2. Take that plug off, and we're gonna put this right in here, if I can get it in there. All right, there you go. Great. Need this hose to stay. You know what? I may want to, I don't want that happening again, so I might just go ahead and put a quick zip tie on that thing so that it doesn't come off next time. Come on. Hopefully this will work. There you go. And I'll snip that end part off, but I'm also going to do it where it goes into this thing right here. So I'm going to put a zip tie on here. I'll be back. Okay, just to make it so that you guys didn't go deaf, I went ahead and just siphoned off all the brake fluid off this thing using my little gizmo. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the Banjo bolts. Shit, this thing's freaking tight, man. Why is this so tight? I'm gonna need a longer wrench for this thing. All right, let's try this again. See if we can loosen this thing up here. Should be downwards. Ah, jeez, I'm crow. That is tight. All right, let me get this thing back to so it's not tilting. There you go. Now, let's go ahead and let's take this Banjo bolt off. And let me get another paper towel. Because we don't want this to drip, as I said like 10 times already. And what we'll do, just like the guy in the video, we're going to use some duct tape. And that'll seal it up. What I'll do is I'll just put it around that. Not too crazy, just enough. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, washer. Both crush washers have come off. Okay. Then use this duct tape to seal the hole. All right. I think that should be safe for now. Okay. Now I am going to take this hose off. So I'll go ahead and do that. Just a couple bolts that I need to loosen up, and I just gotta run it through and out of where it's at right now. So I'll do that on my own. I'll be back. All right, so the stock cable is now just dangling here. I have to take it out of obviously this one, and I have routed the steel braided hose where the other one was. So now I'm just trying to figure out if I could use those old brackets or the things that held the cable on here. I don't think I can. It doesn't look, I mean, it looks too long, or I mean this is way too wide versus what this thing has right here. So, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see what I can do. And I'll let you see how that looks like when I'm done with it. So hang tight. All right, just quickly, make sure you have your washers in between, or actually on both ends of that new hose, that new brake hose, and you should be good to go. So just make sure you do that and then screw it in and you'll be ready to rock. So this is how I ran it. The bad part about this particular kit is that this, I'm probably just gonna have to zip tie that in there, because there's the bracket that holds the stock hose is nowhere like that. I mean, it's not even close. So I'm guessing I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm not sure, I guess zip tie it, I think. But the rest of it, the other two, is fine. Where's that other one? Right there. So that looks fine. And I just kind of crimped it a little bit, not crimped it, but just used the plier, just kind of tightened it up a little bit so that it didn't move. And the bottom one is right here. So that looks good. Again, I'm gonna have to tighten this thing up a little bit, but that's not too bad. And down here. So that's all in there now. I have not torqued it yet. Just wanted to make sure that everything looked right and that I didn't have to move it or anything. So I think that's good to go. I'm gonna torque it down and then I'll start putting the fluids back in. With Banjo bolts all tightened up and torqued down, I put the liquids in last night and proceeded to bleed it, get all the air bubbles out. And once it felt right and the brake was actually engaging at that point, I went ahead and closed it off, topped it off and closed it off, the reservoir, as you can see. And I put the zip tie on there because this apparently will keep the valve open, and if there's any air bubbles, it'll kind of go up and get out of the line. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and undo the zip tie and check it again, make sure it works, and then I'll go to the back brakes. All right, let's see how this thing works. Feels good. I mean, it's much higher now. Brake seems to be working. Nice. Feels nice. Okay, I guess that's that. Let's go ahead and do the back. All right. So now, tools everywhere. Tools everywhere. Now we want to go ahead and empty this one out. And let me see here before I do that. Make sure to put some towels down, or rags, I mean. Just don't want to take any chances. I think Scariest part of this whole thing is accidentally dropping any of this fluid on my paint. But from where this is right now, it's not going to do much harm, I don't believe. But still would prefer not to drop this stuff on anything. There we go. And here it is. Let's take this cap off. Nice and slow. There. There you go. So. Right now, let's try to get all the liquid out of here. Gotta loosen that, not tighten it big. Now that we have that drained, we just want to take note of how the brake hose is situated in here. As you can see, it loops around and goes down the swing arm, and it's got one attachment. Well, I mean, it's bolted in 3 different places. There's one here that clamps this thing down. Obviously this banjo bolt and the other banjo bolt. So we just want to now remove those and carefully take this hose off so that it doesn't drip off my swing arm and take my paint off. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Everything is buttoned up. Everything is in its place, and it's good to go. All I have to do now is put in the brake fluid right in there and start bleeding, getting all the air bubbles out of here, or getting all the air out of the hose. So that is the next thing to do, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, the way we do this obviously is we take the cap off first, and then we will put that 8mm in there, and right now it's off. And now I need to put in some fluid. This is going to be a little scary here. Also, one of the things I did after I buttoned everything up is I went ahead and cleaned the areas that may have gotten some possible drips or whatever, or maybe I touched it and I had some fluid on me. So I just wiped that part down with this little cleaner, hand wipe cleaner, or hand cleaner. And now let's see if we can do this while the bolt's on. I don't want this to fall off, but all right, so nice and easy, no rush. Not a race. Okay. Okay. So one of the things you want to make sure is when you're doing this, as you're starting to pump the brakes to get the air out, that you keep an eye on that reservoir. Make sure that doesn't go empty on you, or else you're going to be doing this thing all over again. So if I remember right, what you want to do is you want to loosen the valve. Let me see, what is it? Yeah, loosen the valve and then push down on the brakes. So loose, push down. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do something. I forgot to put the hose on the other side. I don't want that. I don't want that stuff spilling. All right. Almost screwed up. Almost screwed up. Okay, come on. Okay, onward and upward. Now, actually, I'm going to put some liquid. Put some more brake fluid in here. I think I'm almost there. This is definitely a little easier than the front. This is when I wish I had another set of hands here. There we go. Snug this stuff up. Yeah, before I button this thing up, I'm actually going to do a few more things. But as far as everybody else is concerned, we are done. Both brake lines have been installed and they look great. The feel of the brakes are much better. I mean, the front brake was always mushy, and now it's not. Much better. Yeah, I can tell a difference easily, and how I know that is that typically when I grab on to the handlebar or to the grip and I'm applying brake, when I apply brake, it actually touches my fingers that's on the grip. So I can't do it. I can't show it to you, but basically my hand would be like this, and when I'm pressing this, when I'm pulling this thing in, it actually touches my finger. It doesn't now. I don't know if you can tell, but so yeah, that's great. That's a big improvement there. Definitely going to feel a lot better using these brakes now. And that's just the cable itself being replaced. So, all right, so another mod done, and this one is definitely a safety mod, and it should be much better. So with that said, everybody take care, be good to each other, be good to yourself, and have a great day. This is WillNate35 signing out. Peace! Quick update on the brake line. Look what I did. I used the old rubber from the original OEM brake line and put it on this. And if you're wondering how I did that, well, I used this, a razor blade. Oh, and lastly, that little rubber round piece that was on the front brake line, I cut that off as well, and I put it in the back, as you can see. And that looks to be a better fit back here. So yeah, that's it. Nice and clean, like I like. And also I did feel like this back brake was a little bit too mushy, so I went ahead and kept, I bled it some more, and now it's nice. Very nice. That's it. Thanks for stopping by as always. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.